Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Teresa. This is Lost My Thread. Today I wanted to talk to you about the top 5 me-made items that I wore the most this summer. It's my summer me-made greatest hits. We have very much moved into autumn in my part of the world. The hot summer that we had in the UK is definitely fading into a bit of a distant memory. But I did want to think back on what I was actually wearing for my me-made wardrobe this summer. As much as it's fun to think about future makes and to tell you about things that I've just made that I'm just very excited about, I feel like there's a lot of value in actually looking back at what are the garments that I reach for again and again. What is it that is making me want to wear those things? Is it the style or the fabric or the design? And how can I use that to inform my makes in the future to make sure that I'm going to be making things that I'm going to love wearing? If you are someone who sews a lot of your own clothes, I highly recommend doing this for yourself as well, because you may have completely different things that you learn based on what you're reaching for. The first one I'll tell you about is this dress. It is the bardon dress designed by LB Textiles for Peppermint Magazine. It's in a really beautiful viscose linen blend fabric that I got from the Fabric Godmother. I love the soft blush pink, and it's called Shadow People. Hopefully you can see why. It's got the little people on there. The reason I really love this dress, I am a big fan of viscose linen fabric. I feel like it has a lovely drape. It's also really nice and cooling because you get good airflow with the natural fibers. I feel like the shape of this one, I added some waist ties so that I could cinch in at the waist as much as I want to. Sometimes I'll tie it tighter, sometimes I'll tie it a little bit looser. But I feel like this dress is not too clingy and tight to my body, which is exactly what I want, particularly on a hot day. I feel like with the maxi length, it looks really beautiful. It can move and swoosh around because you've got these multiple gathers, but also you then get a good amount of airflow moving up that dress to keep you nice and cool on a particularly hot day. I feel like this one looks great with a cardigan styled over or just as it is, and I feel like this one is just such a really great, beautiful staple. That one I made for the Frugal Frocks Challenge in March of 2021. So that one's actually seen 2 summers where I have worn it an absolute ton. I wore it tons last year and I wore it again lots this year. So that is very much a good summer staple for me. I did also make a dress in April of 2022, so this year, that I wasn't necessarily expecting to be such a staple. Turns out it really is. So this is a dress hack that I made of the Concord tee by Cashmerette. So I really do love this fabric. It is really gorgeous. It's a modal jersey fabric that I got from a D-Stash on Instagram. Because it's a modal jersey, it's really nice and soft. It has beautiful drape to it, and I feel like it works so perfectly for the shirt dress. I knew that I liked this t-shirt, like I said, so I decided to just take the area where I wanted the skirt to start, which is at my natural waist, and then I would add the gathered section onto that. My intention had been to do horizontal stripes for the whole dress, but because it was a D-Stash, I was very much limited by the fabric that I had, so I had to get a little bit creative, and I feel like it turned out even better for that. I love that I've got that stripe play where it's vertical on the skirt and horizontal on the top. I feel like it looks really cool. It looks very intentional, and I will say, I made that decision, but it wasn't necessarily my original vision, but it worked out perfectly. This dress is one of these things where it's so comfortable. It very much feels like you're just wearing a soft, snuggly t-shirt. Because it's so full in the skirt section, it really doesn't cling to you very much at all. So you feel like you're basically just wearing a nightgown, but it's obviously a lot nicer looking than just wearing a nightgown out and about. But this was very much a dress that I reached for again and again, particularly if I was lounging at home in my pajamas, I needed to pop out for something. Throw this baby on, I feel cool, I feel comfortable, and I know I'm going to be wearing this one a lot next year, and I think I might need another modal jersey shirt dress hack in my life. April seemed to be a good year for me with my dresses because there was another dress that I made, which is the Isla dress by Jennifer Lauren Handmade. It is in this really beautiful cotton double gauze fabric. It's a See You at 6 fabric that I got from Sew Me Sunshine. I love the fabric so much. I feel like See You at 6 cotton double gauze is another level to cotton double gauze. It is even softer. It's not as particularly textured. You can see a little bit of that texture on there, but it's definitely a bit smoother than a lot of cotton double gauzes. The colors on this are absolutely beautiful, but it really is, for this one, as much as I love the fabric, it's the design of the dress that I love. So this is an unusual dress in that it is a wrap at the back. It's a wrap dress, but the wrap goes around the back and it ties at the front. I really do love the look of that crossover section at the back. There's a button at the back section just to bring it together. And I feel like it looks really beautiful, the shape of it. It definitely has a bit of a vintage nod to it, this design. There's a drop sleeve, and I feel like that's a nice shape. I feel like suits my body well. Jennifer Lauren handmade patterns are always made with different bust cup sizes, so that means I knew I could get a good fit really easily. This one, it's the easy on and off that really absolutely sells it for me. I have talked about this before on my channel, but I have had issues with my shoulders at times. So I've had surgery on one of my shoulders. I've had issues with them being very stiff a lot of the time, particularly at the end of the day. So pulling things up over my head at the end of the day can be a real challenge. Because this is a wrap style though, this one, I just need to undo the button, untie it, and I can literally just drop it off of my body, which is delightful for me. It is a really comfortable style to wear, and because it's the cotton double gauze fabric, it is super lightweight. It feels like you're wearing nothing. It just floats all around you. So I feel like it not only looks beautiful, but it just feels so comfortable. Cotton double gauze is great as well because not only is it great when you're hot because it's really light, but when you're a little bit cool, because you've got the two layers of the cotton fabric, you don't get too cold either. So it's not like a kind of lightweight drapey fabric where you're going to be freezing as soon as there's a draft. I feel like it really just covers a lot of bases, and I think that is really why it was such a big win for me this summer. Another one that I absolutely loved wearing in the summer that I'm still wearing now into the autumn is this jumpsuit. So I have been talking about this jumpsuit recently in a video I made about jumpsuits, but I do love it and I've been wearing it an absolute ton. The fabric is just stunning for this one. I love it. It is a linen fabric that I got from Merchant & Mills. I love the colors on it. I love the design on it. I love that I was able to play around with the direction of stripes on some of the different details on this. This is a really great boiler suit kind of jumpsuit. It is, like I said, made of linen, which means that it's really nice and breathable on a hot day, but also you've got that little bit of warmth when it's a little bit chillier. You're not necessarily going to be freezing in it. Linen's such a good one, I feel like, for different times of year, and I feel like this one's a great transitional piece as much as it was great for the summer weather. I really do love the look of this one. I feel like it is very cool and together while still being really comfortable. I have that good elastic or a tie around, at the waist so I can get a little bit of shaping in there. There's some beautiful delicate gathers in the sleeve head. There's some gathers behind the back yoke. So there's some really lovely feminine elements. I feel like this one is just another kind of high-end one, it feels like to me. So it feels not necessarily super dressed up, but it feels to me more like a really nice couture kind of garment with all of the details that are on this one. This one came from the Great British Sewing Bee Sustainable Style book, and I have to say this one I wasn't necessarily expecting to wear as much as I have, but I feel like it feels pretty smart for work as well as feeling really cool and comfortable and casual. So I feel like this one just works for so many occasions. I think I'm gonna have to consider making one for next year as well. Now, when I was putting together this list of the me-made items that I wore the most this summer, those 4 were definitely worn a lot, but there was one item of clothing that is far and away my most worn item of this last summer. My City Gym shorts by Pearl Soho. So these shorts is a free shorts pattern by Pearl Soho that has a really cute design detail where it's got this bias binding that goes around the edge and around the leg. There is a side seam pocket that I added, so that was not in the original design, but I put that in there. The fabric I just love so much. This is actually remnants from a dress that I made. It's a cotton lawn fabric that I got from Guthrie and Ghani. It's Atelier Brunette fabric with these really cute origami birds. I love the color, I love the design, I love the contrast color that I've got on the side there as well. I feel like whenever I was feeling really hot and sweaty, there was nothing I could put on that would make me feel as comfortable as some cotton lawn shorts. I feel like everybody needs a pair of cotton lawn shorts for those really hot days. I felt amazing. They were literally the first thing I would put on when the laundry was done. I would wait for them to be washed and then I would put them on and then I would put them straight back in the wash so that I could wear them as soon as possible because they were the most comfortable. Because it's quite a loose fit in the leg as well. They were nice and breathable. They were nice and airy. Honestly, on a hot day, I could not do any better than these shorts. The biggest downside of these though really is just the size range of the pattern. So the size range is pretty minimal. I have made another pair of these shorts in a slightly thicker fabric and I actually wished I had sized up. If I had, I would have been almost at the top of the size range though, which is pretty pathetic. But I have very good news. If you haven't noticed the similarity with another recent pattern that came out, I'm here to tell you, you can do better than these shorts by making the sports shorts by Friday Pattern Company. The sports shorts are a pay what you can, so you can pay a little bit if you want to donate or basically give some money to Friday Pattern Company. If you can't afford to pay or if you just don't want to pay, you can get them for free. So again, you can get them for free just as much as these. But the design I feel like is even cooler. So these ones actually have inseam pockets in them because come on, we all need pockets on our shorts. It's a wider leg as well, so slightly looser, which I think is going to make it only more comfortable. It's got the same detail of the bias binding going around, but it also goes around that pocket edge. I feel like these are a perfect pattern and definitely a one-up on the City Gym shorts that I already made. And I am very much planning to make more cotton lawn shorts for next summer and futures to come because cotton lawn shorts, guys, that is where it's at when the hot weather comes. It would be really interesting to hear what you've been wearing most recently over the previous season. So whether it's summer or winter, depending on where you are in the world, I would love to hear about it. I feel like we can all learn from each other as much as we can learn from ourselves. Please do give me a like if you enjoyed seeing my video today. Make sure you are subscribed if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll be coming back soon with more soon. Hope to see you then. Bye!